What's the creepiest thing you caught someone doing? I was at my boyfriend's place one weekend. We were both in our early 20s, but he still lived at home with his parents. I had spent the night there a few times before, but always with the understanding that we'd keep things discreet. His parents weren't exactly warm to me, but they tolerated my presence. That afternoon, I was lying in bed in his room. He wasn't there. He had gone out to run an errand for his mom. I was half awake, just scrolling on my phone and letting myself drift between naps. The blinds were drawn and the room was dim, quiet except for the occasional sound of footsteps from downstairs. A knock came at the door, soft, almost tentative. I didn't say anything because I wasn't in the mood to talk to anyone. I figured maybe it was his mom wondering if I wanted something to eat. I stayed still, hoping they'd take the hint. A few seconds later, the door creaked open just a few inches. The light from the hallway spilled into the room in a thin line. I didn't hear anyone speak. I also didn't hear retreating footsteps. That was when the hair on the back of my neck stood up. I can't explain why, but I felt it. The heaviness of someone's eyes on me. I kept my body completely still, my breathing even, and cracked one eyelid open just enough to see. It was his dad. He was standing in the narrow gap of the doorway, leaning slightly forward. His hand was moving under his shirt in a jerky rhythm, his breathing faint but audible. At first, my brain refused to process it, like I was misinterpreting what I was seeing. But then I saw the movement more clearly, and I realized exactly what he was doing. He was staring straight at me. A shock of revulsion hit me so hard I almost sat straight up, but instead, my eyes opened fully. His expression flickered. First surprise, then something like guilt, then panic. For a split second, we were locked in this awful, silent acknowledgement of what was happening. Then he jerked back like he'd been burned. The door swung shut quickly, and I heard his footsteps retreating down the hallway in a fast, uneven rhythm. I sat up in bed, my hands gripping the blanket so tight my knuckles hurt. My heart was pounding so loudly that I could hear it in my ears. I felt sick. I didn't know whether to scream, cry, or run. I stayed frozen for a few minutes, trying to decide what to do. The thought of walking out into the hallway and possibly passing him made my stomach twist, but I also knew I couldn't stay there. I grabbed my bag from the floor, shoved my phone charger and a few of my things into it, and headed for the window. I wasn't on the first floor, but I'd been out on the little roof over the back porch before. My boyfriend and I had sat out there to smoke once. I slid the window open, climbed out, and made my way down the side railing of the porch. My hands were shaking so badly that I scraped my knuckles on the wood. Once my feet hit the ground, I walked fast to my car without looking back. My bag was barely zipped, and I could feel the edge of my phone sticking out. I didn't care. I just needed to get away from that house. When I started the car, I half expected someone to come out. His dad, maybe, trying to stop me. No one did. The curtains in the front window moved slightly, but I didn't slow down to check. I just drove. My phone buzzed a few minutes later. It was a text from my boyfriend asking why I'd left. I stared at it for a long time, but I didn't reply. I didn't even know how to begin to explain what had happened. I went home, locked my bedroom door, and sat there in the dark until evening. My body still felt like it was buzzing with adrenaline. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that narrow crack in the door and the way his dad's eyes had fixed on me. My boyfriend called a few more times that night, then again the next day. I ignored all of it. I didn't block him right away, but I never went back to that house, never spoke to him again, and never told anyone in my life exactly why I ended things so suddenly. It was the kind of thing that lived in the back of my head, unspoken, but never forgotten.